I'm Adam Goldfein. Thank you so much for joining us. For the next 2 hours, we're going to be informing you about a number of changes to the law here in Georgia, changes that you need to be informed about that affect your driver's license and could affect your ability to drive should you be arrested or pulled over for driving under the influence. Now, in the studio with me today, I have Jennifer Ammons, who's the General Counsel of the Department of Driver Services. She is the lead attorney for driver's licenses. So we've got the absolute expert in the studio today answering any of the questions that we have about our driver's license. I'm also being joined by William Head, who is a partner in Head, Thomas, Webb, and Willis Attorneys at Law here in Atlanta, affectionately known as Bubba Head. Bubba is probably the nation's leading DUI defense attorney. So it's wonderful to have the two of you here. Thank you guys for coming down on a hot Saturday to spend time with me.
Thank you very much for having us.
My pleasure. All right, so let's get right into it. First things first, there is a new driver's license, a secure driver's license and secure ID card. And this is a law, Jennifer, that goes into effect tomorrow, right, on July 1st.
That's right.
All right, so tell us a little bit about it. Why the change?
Well, we're implementing these changes as part of the state's following along with the Secure ID Act that was passed by Congress in 2005. From the customer's perspective, we're just going to be asking for a little bit of extra documentation. We've done a lot of work behind the scenes to make the cards that we issue more secure, to make our processes more secure, to make our facilities more secure.
So what are we making more secure? Is it that we know who we're giving a driver's license to?
That's part of it. We're making sure that folks are who they say they are. It's a way to prevent identity theft.
Okay.
It also is a way for us to protect homeland security. As you may know, all of the 9/11 hijackers have been able to get driver's licenses and identification cards issued by state agencies, thankfully not Georgia. And it definitely, the genesis of all of this was from the 9/11 Commission's work.
So it's a way almost of running and making sure we're running everyone through the system and that we're validating and verifying who they are.
We're making sure we know exactly who everyone is and that they are who they say they are and that they should be driving on Georgia's roads.
Okay, so if I have my license, which I got a number of years ago, so everybody who's listening is driving right now, and I have a valid driver's license on me, and we'll talk about whether or not it has to be on me or not, but I have my valid driver's license on me, does that mean I have to go into driver services and get a new card?
It will eventually mean that, but not now. Everybody's card that was issued before the effective date tomorrow is still completely valid. It's not going to change the expiration date of your license. What we will ask is the next time you need to come in and do a renewal or conduct some other business with us, we're going to ask you to bring in your documents so that we can make sure that you are who you say you are.
And what are those documents? What do I have to bring in?
Well, for most folks, it's the same stuff that you've always brought us. For a Georgia resident, a Georgia citizen, someone like me who was born here in Atlanta, I would need a certified copy of my Georgia birth certificate or my United States passport, 2 documents to prove my residency, like a utility bill or a lease, and then also we're going to need documentation showing your Social Security number, like your Social Security card. It's as simple as that.
And if I don't have a Social Security card, what are the other optional things? Because this is obviously skirting around the issues of citizenship and right to work and everything else that's kind of now being linked to the ability or the legal permission or legal privilege, I should say, to drive.
To be honest with you, that's actually something that Georgia law has been mindful of for a very long time. People don't really realize, unless you've worked in the industry, that we've actually had a lawful presence requirement to be able to issue a driver's license or identification card since 1994. Wow. So that part of the puzzle is nothing new for DBS. That's something we've been doing for almost 20 years. Since 2008, customers have been bringing us their immigration documentation, and we've actually used an online system through the Department of Homeland Security to verify that since 2008. So from the non-citizen's perspective, as long as they're lawfully present and have the documentation to show that, the process for them is going to be just exactly what it is today.
Tomorrow.
Right.
Tomorrow
is just like today. Exactly
Okay.
the same for them. They're still going to need to bring their immigration documents with them. We'll still validate all of that documentation. We will ask them for the 2 forms of proof of residency. Right now it's just one. We're just going to ask everybody to bring a second one. Okay. And then with the Social Security number, a lot of folks who are lawfully present in the United States are authorized by the federal government to work, and so they have a Social Security number.
Sure.
Those who are not authorized to work, we've been working with the Social Security Administration for many, many years, probably 7 or 8 years, dealing with customers with that exact issue, because collecting Social Security information is something we've done for a long time. And so that all of that functionality, all that policy is already in place. They know their procedures, we've got our procedures. There's not going to be a big impact there. There's documentation that you can get if that's how your immigration status leads you.
All right, here's what I want to do. I want to open up the phone lines. If anybody does have any questions regarding their driver's license from the standpoint of what the changes are, what the new law is, you're welcome to give us a shout, 404-872-0750. Also talking